For today's lesson, we'll be looking at capitalization, and we'll be taking a look at the more common errors that might come up on the literacy test. Make sure that you capitalize a first-person pronoun and the first letter of a sentence. For example, Mary and I are no longer friends. Make sure you capitalize I. Here we have the grammar test was very easy, and where did you buy your iPad? You're capitalizing the first letters of those sentences. Rule number 2, capitalize proper pronouns, not their categories. So these are a list of common nouns. For example, we have man as a common noun. So that's a category. In that category, you will have people and their names are proper nouns. So Victor Hugo and Walt Disney, proper nouns. So they need capitals. Here's another example where there's an exception to the rule. So presidents are a category of people, and in this case, I'm looking at presidents of the United States. Now, the reason why president is capitalized before Obama, it's not just because it's at the beginning of the sentence. It's also because we are using it as a title. So if I said the leader of the United States since 2008 is President Obama, then I am using that as a title, just like you would say Mr. or Mrs. when you speak to a teacher. And also in this case, at the end of the sentence, I have put, and he is the first African American president of the United States. So African American is capitalized. It's a nationality or a particular group of people. But president is a category of leader. So in this case, you would leave it the way it is, no capital P. Rule number 3, capitalize family relationship labels when it's used as a proper noun. So let's jump to example number 2 here. Mom, I do not want to eat my vegetables. Okay, you'd say, hey, mom's at the beginning of the sentence. You have to capitalize it anyways. But even if you said, I do not want to eat my vegetables, comma, mom, you don't call your mother typically by their first name. So to them, their name is always mom when you look at them. So that becomes their proper noun. So you would write it as a capitalized word because it's a proper noun in the context of your sentence. However, in example number 3, if I say, please visit your grandparents, that's a general category. But if I said, we need to visit grandpa today, I wouldn't call my father by his name, and my child would not call my father by his name either. But to him, the proper noun is grandpa. Rule number 4, capitalize your acronyms. Otherwise, it will look like a spelling mistake. For example, if I'm talking about computers, I might say IBM. I would need to make sure that IBM is written in capital letters so people know it's an acronym. Rule number 5, capitalize a brand name and a trademark, but not the product category. So even if I said Acer here in a different part of the sentence, so sure, you're saying, okay, Acer's at the beginning of the sentence. You have to give it a capital A. Well, Acer's a company, and it's also a brand, so it needs to have a capital A. However, laptop is just a category of products you can buy. Example number 2, the ShamWow is better than a paper towel. You need to make sure that when you're referencing a product that the name is a standalone name. And what I mean by that is the ShamWow is just called ShamWow. If it's just called a ShamWow and you're talking about it in the middle of the sentence and I say, instead of using a paper towel, I use a ShamWow, you wouldn't capitalize the word the. It would just be ShamWow. So you have to be very careful. So if you're talking about the Wall Street Journal, it's just called Wall Street Journal. So you don't capitalize the word the. Number 3, ask for a tissue because Kleenex is a brand. So Kleenex is capitalized, tissue is not. Mr. Rouet said he gave up hamburgers for Lent, but I saw him at Harvey's. So hamburgers is a general category of food. However, Harvey's is a specific fast food joint. So you need to capitalize any national, political, racial, social, or civic or athletic groups with a proper name. For example, I am a fan of the Toronto Blue Jays. So Blue Jays would be capitalized because it's the proper name of a franchise or a team. Justin Trudeau is the leader of the Liberal Party. So the Liberal Party of Canada would be capitalized. It's the proper name of a political party. It is important that the members of the First Nations groups have a voice in Canada. So First Nations are a proper name for the Aboriginal tribes of Canada. Rule number 6. Rules for directions, time periods, and days that are used as proper nouns. Example number 1. I was lost yesterday because he said to turn left, turn right, then turn left again. So if I'm giving you general directions like go north and then go south and then go west, those are just general directions. They're not a specific place. However, in example number 2, during the Civil War, so the Civil War is a proper noun of a specific event that covers many years. So Civil War is capitalized. The North fought the South. So the reason why these are capitalized is it's a short form here for Northern United States fighting against the Southern United States, and they're separate entities or separate countries at that time. So the North is a proper noun in this case rather than a direction. The maid comes on Monday and Tuesday. She is on vacation next week. So Monday and Tuesday are proper nouns. They are individual days that you're describing. However, they fit into the category of being days in a week. So then week would not be capitalized, nor would day. But the specific day is capitalized. And that's the end of today's lesson.